Back in 1900, a book came out that was so raw, so honest about ambition and what people will do to get ahead that the publisher literally tried to bury it. It's this incredible story about the magnetic pull of the American city and how it can make or break you. So let's get into it. Let's dive deep into the tragic and fascinating world of Theodore Dreiser's sister Carrie. So, right off the bat, Dreiser tells us the city isn't just a setting, it's a character in its own right. It's alive, it's breathing, it's seductive. But notice that last part. It speaks in equivocal terms. That means it's not telling you the whole truth. It's making promises it might not keep. That's not just description, folks. That's a warning, a siren song that's going to haunt this entire story. And this is where it all begins. We're about to meet the young woman who's stepping right into the jaws of this thing. Let's meet Caroline Meeber, or Carrie, as she gets off the train in the massive, intimidating city of Chicago way back in 1889. Okay, so take a look at this. This is the real deal, an early edition of the book. And when this thing dropped, it was a bombshell. Seriously. It was part of this new wave called realism, which was pretty shocking for the time. It was all about showing life as it actually was, messy, morally gray, with no easy answers or happy endings. I mean, just look at this comparison. It really lays out the cosmic imbalance we're dealing with. On one side, you've got Carrie, 18 years old, $4 to her name, and a head full of dreams. And on the other side, Chicago, a 500,000-person giant magnet. It's like a tiny boat heading into a hurricane. The odds are just not good. So all those romantic ideas Carrie had about city life, yeah, they get obliterated, and fast. She gets a job in a shoe factory, and it is absolutely soul-crushing. It's the same thing over and over again for hours on end. That foreman's command, it's not just an order. It's telling her she's not a person. She's just a part of the machine. This is the reality behind the dream. So when you're faced with that kind of grim, mechanical future, you start looking for an escape hatch. And that desperation leads Carrie to a major choice, a moral crossroad that will pretty much define the rest of her life. And it all starts with a charismatic salesman. And here he is, Charles Druitt. What's brilliant here is that Dreiser doesn't paint him as some evil villain. He's just a creature of instinct, a moth of the lamp. He's drawn to shiny, pretty things, and he doesn't think too hard about it. For Carrie, who's cold and poor, his easy charm and warmth feel like a lifeline to a whole different world. And this is the moment right here. This is the pivot point for everything. It's not some grand romantic gesture. It's a simple, quiet transaction. You take some of my money. For Carrie, it's a way out of the factory. It's survival. But when she says yes, she steps over a line, and there really is no going back. And this gets us to the absolute core of the book, what we're calling the urban trap. The city doesn't just offer jobs, it dangles a lifestyle in front of you. It shows you the fine clothes, the fancy dinners, the beautiful homes. And once you see that world, it creates this deep, gnawing hunger inside you, a hunger that can make you compromise just about anything to satisfy it. So as Carrie is taking her very first steps into this world of comfort and compromise, we meet a man who seems to have already mastered it, a man named George Hurstwood. He looks like he has it all, but we're about to see that his perfect life is really just a house of cards. I mean, check out the resume. He's the manager of a fancy saloon, has the big house, the family. He's the walking, talking image of success. But then you get to that last bullet point, an atmosphere at home that's like Tinder. Wow, that tells you everything, doesn't it? This whole perfect world he's built is one spark away from going up in flames. And here's where it all goes wrong. His ruin isn't some grand, evil scheme. It's just a tragic chain reaction. He's miserable at home, he becomes obsessed with Carrie, and then, one night, the company's safe is unlocked. It's this perfect storm of desperation and opportunity. And in a single, impulsive moment, he grabs a huge pile of cash. And just like that, his life is over. His fate is sealed. So Hurstwood flees Chicago, and he convinces Carrie to go with him to New York City. And it's here, in New York, that the novel does something just absolutely stunning. We see a complete and total reversal of fortune. Whereas one of them rises, the other one is destined to fall. For Carrie, the city is a revelation. She falls in love with the theater. And it's not just an escape, it's a place where she actually starts to find herself. For the first time, she isn't just someone's girlfriend or mistress. She's building an identity that's all her own, based on her own talent and her own dreams. But while Carrie's world is expanding, Hurstwood's is just shrinking. As the stolen money runs out, he pulls further and further into himself. He's not looking forward anymore. He's just sitting there, lost in memories of his old life in Chicago, haunted by the ghost of the successful man he used to be. It's almost like they're on a seesaw. The more he sinks into his chair and does nothing, the more she's forced to go out and do something. His failure creates a kind of vacuum, and she has to step up to fill it. As he slides down into apathy, she's pounding the pavement, auditioning, starting her climb. His downfall is literally the fuel for her rise. So these two opposite paths lead us to the novel's absolutely devastating conclusion. We see both Carrie and Hurstwood reach their final destinations, and it forces us to ask some really hard questions about what it even means to win or lose at the game of life. Wow. I mean, it just doesn't get more stark than this, does it? Her name is literally up in lights, glowing for the whole world to see, a symbol of fame and success. And his end? In a cheap, dark room with the final, hopeless thought, what's the use? It's a brutal, unforgettable contrast. And let's be clear, Carrie made it. Big time. She was pulling in $125 a week. That doesn't sound like a lot to us, but back then, that was an absolute fortune. We're talking the equivalent of over $4,000 a week today. She got everything she ever dreamed of. The nice hotels, the beautiful dresses, the applause. But here it is, the final, heartbreaking twist. She won. She got the American dream. She has all the things she thought would finally make her happy. And yet, she's all alone in her rocking chair. The city, that urban trap, it gave her all the material things she wanted, but it left her soul completely empty. And that's the question the book leaves you with, isn't it? In a world that's always selling you the next shiny thing, what does real happiness even look like? Dreiser seems to be saying that chasing it through fame and fortune is like chasing a ghost. And Carrie, sitting there in her rocking chair, isn't a symbol of success. She's a symbol of endless, unfulfilled desire. A haunting idea that's just as powerful today as it was over 100 years ago.